Yeah, we are back live on several platforms. Thank you so very, very much for joining us. It's been a while since we spoke last. What you see in front of you is that logo of Learning Academy Worldwide. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And of course, Sven's. That's exactly where we're finding ourselves. We'll be with you in 30 seconds.
You know somebody told me love is all in the mind. So don't ever waste your precious life and time. You're a special lady, so maybe you and the one. Thank God above. Should this be love, sweet love, such a treasure upon the world. Can't imagine being without you, baby. Such a treasure upon the world I'm looking for. Can't imagine being without. I've been so undecided, divided. I couldn't make up my mind. 'Cause I'm a victim of sweet love turned bad. But how come I'm excited, delighted? Boy, I'm in love. Never knew true love could be quite like this. Oh no, such a treasure. I found what I'm looking for. Can't imagine being without you. Such a treasure. I found what I'm looking for. Can't imagine. Give me some hope.
Yeah, as I said, thank you very, very much for those of you who are joining us on YouTube, Facebook, it's not Instagram, it's Twitter, and it is on LinkedIn. You're very, very welcome here. My name is Theophilus van Rensburg-Linster, and I'm sitting here with Sven Isaacson. Sven,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
It's been good. Good to be back.
Good to be back.
In fall season. Kicking
Yeah,
off, kicking
that's
off.
right.
Yeah.
It is, if you don't know, it's the 8th of August. It's Friday. It's an unusual day for us to do this, but there's really nothing unusual. I sometimes wonder why it is that we have to say to people things are unusual.
Yeah. Yeah.
We must roll with life's punches, right?
Yeah.
We have lots to talk about this evening. We would love to talk a little bit, give a little bit of feedback to people about just broad strokes about what's been happening in the vocational training and agriculture project in South Africa, and then we would love to introduce some new information about two companies, one a Swedish company and the other one a Dutch company, that have shown incredible interest in supporting what we do in South Africa through some really powerful business plans and business ideas. And then, Sven, I would love for you to give some feedback on some slides that I'm going to be showing, and it's got to do with an idea that is in our head to turn a 2.5 hectare land that we have into a business plan. I've not shared this with you before, so this is going to be really, really
Nice,
cool.
nice. On the fly.
On the
moment.
fly,
That's,
on the
that's-
fly.
That's good.
But just a little bit about why we do what we do. This is a broadcast from Stockholm in Sweden every single week, and the intention is to highlight or showcase a vocational training in agriculture project in South Africa, where young people are oriented to acquire new knowledge and new skills in agriculture so that they can at least, number one, find a new job possibly, be more employable as such. Number two, maybe start their own business. Or thirdly, have such an interest in agriculture and the new ideas and information that we share with them that they maybe want to go study further. And so at the moment, we have about between 25 and 28 students, 3 teachers, all in South Africa in 3 locations. Places are called George, Harlem, and Concordia. These one of the students in this one set of students, a group of students, when they went to Italy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did they land up in Italy? Well, they won a hackathon, a competition in South Africa that had the idea was they had to come up with a food security solution for their little village, and they were competing with other 3 groups. They won, and they flew to Spello's, a little place just north of Rome in Italy, and spent a good 10 days in the land of spaghetti and pizza.
Yeah.
That's what they called it.
They call it, yeah.
But for all of the students, the two teachers, they were on a plane before. All of the kids have never been on a plane.
Wow, many new things. Then.
Yes. So first time on a plane, and then first time taking a plane for 10,000 kilometers. And by all accounts, we would love to share some more details about that in another episode. But they are safely back home. They were interacting with some 350 other young people from different parts, from I think 24 different countries in Spello, and they were able to sharpen their skills of connecting and collaborating with other young people, designed a project, and 3 of them were part of a group that got a special award, and we'll share a little bit about that too. They are back home, and they're back home safely, away from the heat. Now, if a South African tells you it is hot here, 'cause that's what it was like in Spello, it must really be hot, because they actually from an area, there's a semi-desert area, which is just south from the Namibian border, and in the Kalahari. Have you heard of the Kalahari Desert?
Not really.
So it's not it's a semi-desert area. So it's a lot of sand.
Yeah.
Not a lot grows there, and it gets very, very hot. There's a place there not too far from where they live. Well, far, it's 300 kilometers away. The place is called Hotazel. Hotazel.
Yeah.
And it's actually that's the name of the place, Hotazel.
Hot as hell.
And it's actually meant as hot as hell.
Hot as hell, yeah. And
Now, when they
welcome
went
to Europe.
that's right. When they went to Italy, we were talking about between 38 and 40 degrees
Yeah.
in the
And
shade.
that's what happened this summer. You got these heat waves, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
So even if you're down by the desert in South Africa, no. Italy or in Spain, it's serious. It's
Right.
no joke, you know. You have to adjust in total, you know. It's not for play around, you know.
No, I understand.
It's affecting everything. And if you're in a desert, you kind of understand it. But in regular areas like Spain and Italy, that's put a lot of pressure too in the infrastructure.
Oh, absolutely.
Water, we talked like all these things we're talking about, water, food, and whatever, and even playing into here in Stockholm. In many places, there's a discussion about water.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know?
we've had
Yeah,
this.
and we in the Nordics.
Yeah.
So imagine in all these places, and we are talking agriculture. You need water.
Goodness, I'm glad you're taking up the subject, because the water scarcity is going to be one new project that's starting in September with our students. We're hoping that we're going to get this grant that we've applied for, and it's got to do with adding activities into our world that is sustainable.
Yeah.
How do you come up with sustainable solutions if you have such high levels of water scarcity?
Scarcity or and
Right.
the quality or distribution too.
Yeah.
Because there's a way of channeling the water and taking care of it. And
Yeah.
then on the flip side, it's the consumption, so you don't lose the waste.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
that's a topic
Oh,
that's super important
Absolutely.
in agriculture and food. It's like, hey, but you got to work on all the levels.
Right.
You know? But it's interesting, like observation. It's for us all, and you know, for
Yes.
every continent or every area, this is key. It's not going away. Quite
No,
opposite. you know?
it could
Yeah.
get worse.
It's amazing to study these areas. and
So
learn.
that's a good warning, or sort of a heads up, really, for those of you who are interested to talk through this with us. You're more than welcome to reach us on any of these platforms. I'm just going to show you briefly, Sven, some of the ideas that we were thinking about here. And so we have we have 2.5 hectares of land.
Yeah.
And we would like to use it. And so our idea is to have a plan that is strategic in utilizing that land for income generation.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are talking about poverty alleviation, and I understand it, right? But I think we wanted to flip that. Let's talk about let's not talk about what we don't have. Let's see if we can utilize what we have for income generation. I know money's not everything, but in your view, is that a good way for us to think through that?
Yeah, you have to. It's like the end product have to be the end product have to be some kind of revenue. That's the payoff of doing the project. So
Yeah.
to say, so you can continue on.
Yes.
If it makes it worthwhile, you have to have the hack the system, make it sustainable in every process. Like you say, you have a resource, and it's like in another word, it would be adding value.
Yes.
Adding value in all the different levels. How can we use this
And
source
right.
for the best?
And so in that
possible,
space we
space.
basically have the production, of course,
Yeah.
growing,
Yeah,
produce, and then having a direct sales model
yeah,
where, you are making every single effort to implement a sort of from the farm to the table kind of.
yeah. To the consumer, or
to the
end
consumer.
product, and the buy. Yeah,
And then also generating income through being a demonstration. So if we do a conventional way of growing, or we introduce a new way of growing, we can also let what we do become a demonstration to other communities around. We can see, if you want to see how we do controlled environment agriculture, if you want to see how we grow food vertically, if you want to see how we use a new way to measure a plant's growth, you can come here.
yeah. It's like a model, like a franchise. You put the package, you can be
Absolutely.
part of. That's the kind of. So it's an educational aspect to it. It's important.
What would you say are the kind of things that we have to be careful about when we think about it being a demo farm?
Keep it simple. It has to be very simple, I guess, and you have to be keep it simple, and then you gotta show by real demonstration. So it's become not too theoretical, because maybe
Gotcha.
people in the area, we've seen a lot of talk or ideas before. Just show me, show me, and put people into work
Right.
already. So it's like we have a clear plan, make it as simple as possible, and then you structure the system, because you have these goals here.
Yeah.
And like we said before, in all our lives, pick one or two, not too many.
Yeah.
But after that, to reach that, you have to put the system into. So you put the system, and then you go by the system. Want to.
I like
And
that.
and then you just keep on repeating, and then you have to have accountability too. So somebody has to drive the project of steering it ahead. But the system is the key. But while you have it, then you just put in the model and the process and
Okay.
document it.
It's interesting because we I think out of the plan we thought one of the questions we had was this one that you just mentioned. Okay, what kind of leadership do you require to make that happen? So very insightful. So some very good points there. The other aspect of this business plan, if I can continue here, has to do with so we're thinking of these little farm sort of markets, right?
Yeah.
That can become a place where the community can connect. And so the farm to table model is sort of designed to connect these communities. And if you want to get the greatest potatoes, that's Harlem is very fun.
Oh, so it's the different villages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, okay. And how is it now? Is it something established, or is it new?
No, it's not. There's nothing there.
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
So this is new.
No.
This kind of, there are a lot of events that are happening in the community, and I think it's not always seen that these events can be utilized for strengthening
community. And just to jump on, before we had an episode, I think you could connect it to something else, because if it's nothing and you got to start something new, we were talking about the different villages, towns have sport teams, football teams.
Yes, that's good.
So,
yeah.
okay, where are the people now? Okay, there is no food market, so use the sport events.
Yeah.
Where does people congregate? Or it would be like a church or whatever, but in a football team.
Yes,
Make it
absolutely.
involved, so
Yeah.
it's worthwhile, not just decide, no, why? Here,
Right.
when you, around the sports, it become comes and step by step, you know.
So this would be strengthening that ability.
I
in the
think so. You
Yeah.
connect it to something already established, because otherwise it might you put a lot of resources and effort,
Yeah.
and it might be some frustration. You do one, and then we got to do this again. Nothing happens because
Yeah.
everything takes 2-3 times more time than you think. But if you already have an event, you're like, okay, here we have the sports team or whatever activity already established,
Yeah.
and you attach it to that.
So that's the idea, and I think
Yeah.
we actually got there rugby games, sporting events.
I think you connect it
Yeah.
to the people, because otherwise you put too much effort for the one thing, and starting new things is always more because here you have land. Just getting the model into fruition of growing the things,
Right.
okay, and then you have to have, okay, now we're teaching, and now we gotta do like a market, maybe hack the process of, okay, can we these people are doing, now we got the blueberries or strawberries or
Potatoes or whatever. Yeah.
potatoes.
Largely
And
in
then,
Harlem, at least.
okay, someone else making sure that it's a system and inspire others, but for the reaching the end consumers, you sell at around the football game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what
So
I think, you know.
yeah, and then this is the other one. The agritourism is quite a big thing.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot about it, but we don't think it's happening in our smaller communities. And this is really what we are envisaging, not only for little places like Harlem, but certainly for other communities in the region. And so here, what we are thinking about are these sort of guided farm tours,
Yeah.
workshops, just farming workshops, cooking classes.
Yeah.
Also just a venue, create a venue for events. So we do have access to actual space,
Yeah.
and to utilize that. Are these the kind of things that you would consider? These could definitely attract more people to participate in the efforts necessary for increased income.
Yeah, maybe I think you have to do it step by step. Otherwise, it's too broad.
Right.
Because if you got nothing in, like you're starting out, that's what I
Right.
was saying. You have to have respect for, okay, so you are sure that
Yes.
we got the wins. You don't have to
Okay.
step by
You don't
step
have to
wins.
do all of them
No,
at
it's too
once.
much. It
Yeah.
can be exhausting because
Yeah.
it become a wow. This is the game plan maybe for 5-10 years, but step by step you have to just pick. Okay, can we make people passionate about growing? Can we make an expert of teaching?
Right.
Can we make something else? And then for the people involved, they just get a bit. Wow, this works for me.
Right.
I have a mission or a new job and a function, and
Good
in
point.
the end, I'm understanding that I can and grow and trade. And then what I would say, go where there is already people or whatever.
That's a smart suggestion. I appreciate that.
And then from then,
yeah, let
let's
the
just
thing
see it
grow
out.
and not do many things at the same
too
time.
much.
Right? Yeah.
and that's easy, because that's the plan.
But let's do it.
For one person to look at, but not for too many. Then
Yeah.
they become diluted, So I think you have to be like a child, step by step.
Absolutely.
Follow it, and but
Fantastic
be attentive and
advice.
focused in every step. So if the child, how do I get the child to walk? You have to be through a lot of faults and
Right.
ups and downs, but you never not starting about. Well, I'm thinking about buying a bicycle. No, your kid is 1 year old. Let her
Yes.
him walk first. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
that's right.
Otherwise, no, I'm planning
or
for school.
Yes, or try a tricycle.
Yeah. So it's kind of.
So we're talking about diversifying
Yeah.
revenue, and I think the idea was that you don't put everything in. You don't expect just one source
Yeah.
to cater for everything.
Yeah.
And so just on that, we're talking about tour admissions, workshop registrations,
Yeah.
on-site sales, event
Yeah.
rentals. But I think the same principle applies, if I understand from you correct. Keep it simple.
Very simple. I think
Yeah.
you have to be passionate about number one, just the growing.
Yeah.
And it's even in any company. If you're into something, if you have a good business or a restaurant,
Yeah.
you're occupied by serving the dishes and the foods.
Right.
So then we're saying, no, you get a franchise. You remember you said, keep one amazing restaurant in one space. But if you're adding on like, oh, this is so good, you should franchise, you gotta expand, you gotta do this, and suddenly creating communities and this and that. No. It has to be handled very focused on one
Absolutely.
thing. And passion, because it's difficult as it is in anything. You're total laser focused in this and that, because now you're converting and getting people passionate about a new thing in this area, whatever.
Right.
So you gotta be consistent. In
I
only
think
one
that's
step.
really, really good advice
You know?
here. And so our educational sort of services, we think we must also think of this as a consultancy, right? That we put smaller courses together, accredited training programs, and let our office space be used by other people as well. Because, you know, agricultural training is not the only training that's happening. There's training in health, there's training in use of computers, there's training in various sets of skills. Animal health, we were talking about that, you know. So is it possible for us to then utilize the space that we have and also think of that space as a place where the community, a variety of training can
Yeah,
happen?
then in my opinion, just listening, it has to be touching. So if people are working with animals or whatever, what do they need? They need those courses, but the other people doesn't need those courses.
Right.
If I'm into growing potatoes, I only want to think about my potatoes.
Right.
And so it's like, I think it has to be, okay, here is a place, here is an avenue, whatever, but it's like, what is the objectives? Who is the targeted people and whatever, and what do they need? And mostly people need support or advice or we can call them hacks or whatever. Just like, okay, so they don't have to make all the mistakes. Other people like, okay, somebody with experience have to guide them.
Yes.
Just to make the journey a little bit easier, but it's still a long journey. But I think it's important for the people designated. This is what you need to do here. Or
Yeah.
This is, otherwise it gets too much, because what do we say? The model of the franchise, the model of the education, or whatever. If I'm running, if in an Italian restaurant, you should only think about what's going on in the kitchen and in this restaurant.
And keep that simple. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That point is very well taken. So, I mean, just in a nutshell here, we're talking about strategic land and office use, multiple revenue streams, but still keep it simple, right? Because because sometimes you can.
Yeah, it's easy because it's like we're in Sweden, we say smorgasbord.
Yes,
It's
yes,
little bit, it's
that's
easy
right.
to be attractive for you know what I mean? And it's normal. You think, wow, this here, but in reality, you have to sacrifice and cut it down. And that's for everything and everybody. It's easy to add a little here and there, but that's never how it works.
No.
You know what I mean? It's difficult. It's like sourcing and specializing and this and that and
So you would say it's important to be aware of these key points, right?
yeah,
All of
and,
them,
and,
but
and
to
what
ma-
is real and what is not too. It's
Yeah.
Is it really? Are we building like an academic? Looks of sauna. Is it realistic?
yeah,
You never. It's
Yes.
like if you're putting some. It's just daily things. You know. It's like I think it has to be a very simple model to practicality. And okay, so we got this land. Do we have the water, the resources, just to make the daily setups? Who is committed to do this and that? And then you have to build your history of okay, how when we have grown this, can we do the potatoes the next season? No, maybe farming doesn't let you do the
Yes,
potatoes.
this is true.
And then you just need somebody. Hey, for you, this year you make potatoes. This is the knowledge you need to learn. You know, and then when they have those products, it's like, how do we sell them and whatever? No, we are coordinating in this marketplace. So it should be already, we have the steps for you, but you got to take them. But later on, agrotourism or education, and I think it gets too broad too
Yes,
fast.
it's good to keep those
Yeah.
in mind as it evolves, and
Yeah.
I like that because sometimes things don't turn out the way that you have envisaged. But
Yeah.
it's good to have that plan.
And it's also planned. So it's not. It's like if you say, "Wow, revenue stream is it real?" Maybe first you have to grow the produce.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and
right.
maybe it's about if there's no water, you're already minus.
Yes.
So about that revenue stream on page 5, we never it's maybe not real at all. So
Yes.
the only reality is like we got this land. How do we create something in this land?
Yeah.
We got to grow something, and then you got to whoa. What do we grow? Then you need expert telling me, well, we did this in this village, in this that. Do we have water? Do you have staff or whatever? And can we make it sustainable? And then when you have a product like in some other places, suddenly the products got wasted. There's no
Yeah. Oh
refrigeration.
yeah. So we
So-
talked about that. So there's quite a
this,
lot that has
this
to.
revenue over here. No. Just back to the basics.
Absolutely.
But it's good to
No,
that-
but
that's
this
always-
is why I appreciate
Yeah.
your input and your insight, because we can dream and we need to aim
yeah,
at something.
we should not dream too much.
No,
It's
yeah,
just like practical.
right.
That's the cool thing. No.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Absolutely.
And then work on that. 'cause-
Aim at something, because if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it all the time. Somebody said.
Yeah.
But also be realistic in how you're going to achieve that. And so Sven's given us some really good advice here. And so we're going to, in a very, very short few minutes, show you something really interesting in terms of some new emerging partners in Europe that are very interested to strengthen and support our hands in South Africa. Back in a few seconds.
Undecided, divided. I couldn't make up my mind. 'Cause I'm a victim of sweet love done bad. But how come I'm excited, delighted? A boy I'm in love. Never knew true love could be quite like this. Oh no, such a pleasure. I found what I'm looking for. Being without you. Such a pleasure. I found what I'm looking for. Give me some home. Girl, I'm so in love with you. Ooh. You are the one. Such a pleasure. I found what I'm looking for. No. Such a pleasure. Hey. Yes, you are. You are the one. Listen up. Such a pleasure. I found what I'm looking for. No. Such a pleasure. No, hey. Get me without. Yes, you are the one. Such a pleasure. Hey. I can't imagine being without. Such a pleasure.
Okay, we are back. Thank you very, very much for your patience as both Sven and myself wrap these headphones over our heads, over our ears. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We got a few more minutes to go, but we wanted to sort of introduce you to some really fascinating emerging partners. Now, Sven, earlier this year, Learning Academy Worldwide had spent time at two main sort of events. The one was in Bangkok, and that was in May. And there we were talking about artificial intelligence and agriculture and a whole horde of stuff that I did not even realize was being thought about in the space of agriculture. It was quite an eye-opener. And then the second event was in June at the annual Green Tech event in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And the reason why Learning Academy Worldwide places itself in these circumstances, these environments, is so that if we know what's happening in innovation within agriculture, we can do one of two things. Number one, we can modify the way we teach our students, right? And secondly, and this is so crucial, modify the way our teachers think about
Interesting.
teaching. And so there is a third outcome that dawned on me when we were in Bangkok.
Yeah.
And it was, I thought, my goodness, somebody asked me, why are you here? Because it was just all, big innovators,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
There was not a talk about education there. And so, well, I just blurted out to this guy. I said, the reason why we are here is if we know what's happening in innovation that has global implications, it means that our students, if they know, can all of a sudden be employable globally.
Yeah.
So you don't think of yourself anymore as unemployed in South Africa.
No.
You think of yourself as being potentially employed in the world. So one of our kids, if we know what can be done in greenhouses and what kind of skills are required, my goodness, though everyone is in the world, a greenhouse is a greenhouse. Doesn't matter whether a greenhouse is in Greenland or whether a greenhouse is in Holland.
Yeah.
If you understand the technology and you are very good at it, then you can become employable globally.
Yeah.
I'd never thought about that before.
That's a big shift in thinking, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It liberates the people.
Absolutely.
And that's a good function of you, an educator, of keeping up and because otherwise they're in silence.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
All these big conferences and stuff is like, hey, how
And I want to give a shout out to one young person in Concordia, Danville Engelbrecht. Now, this kid was one of the young people. I call him a kid. He thinks he's an old man because he's, 24.
Oh, yeah.
was something. Anyway, Danville, before he left for Italy, I had asked him and many other young people, what does this trip mean to you? And one of the things he said was, maybe learn from other people, but also maybe look at scholarships, maybe look at study, maybe look at work elsewhere. Now that's incredible.
That's
While
good.
it's interesting, while we were in Italy, and I'm not so sure how true this is, but I think the Italians were becoming very worried about the shortage of the labor force, and they were planning from 2026 to add a good amount of numbers to the work visas that they will allow. And so when Danville heard that, he thought, oh, that sounds interesting. So to think globally, to think that if I know a lot more about innovation within technology, maybe South Africa doesn't need it at that point. Maybe my village doesn't need it at that point, but maybe folks in Thailand need it, or maybe somewhere in Sweden.
Yeah, and it's for that person. Why is he tied to that village? Maybe he was born there. He didn't choose it.
Yes.
Go somewhere else.
Yes.
It is nomads. In reality, it's like it's easy. Okay, the responsibility for the village and whatever. That's in official elected persons. We are free. We can go wherever we are, more or less.
Yes, I
in the
understand.
global landscape.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to say. It's like, why am I tied to this village? No, you don't have to. We love to have you here and we support your community. But in reality, no. Go where it's prosperous.
Yes.
That's the attitude and energy.
Yeah.
And in the past, people wherever. That's how we build these countries.
Yeah.
And history of every land. So it's like, really? No, go for your opportunities and learn and keep the dream alive, so to say. The most important thing is innovation and whatever. Hey, in this space of agriculture, where it's very important to everybody, there's an exciting field. Because maybe there was in 100 years ago, maybe it was a factory.
Yep.
Or in another time, it was no. You have no choice. You go for the military.
Absolutely.
But in reality, you don't have to stay where you are with schools and countries and markets and whatever. But
so
I think that's a power for the individual. Like, no, you're not forced for nothing. You make your life and decisions, and you should work on your own integrity and worth.
Sure.
Choose your own destiny.
There's some good advice for you, Danville.
Yeah.
Choose your own destiny.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that. And this approach has actually, when we had to explain why we are at these events, it's the same thing happens in the Netherlands, right? That we are the Learning Academy worldwide is the only vocational training entity at Green Tech has been for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
The only in the world.
Yeah.
There is no, and this question always comes up. What are you doing here?
That's amazing.
And-
That's amazing. That shows a lot of. That's an amazing dialogue to have.
Yeah.
And makes you answer the question too.
Absolutely.
Like, whoa, you got.
And I just want to say to you, we did have the I wish I had that image and I could have showed for. We had, of course, your banner up there, and it's got this big horse. And
Yeah.
one guy asked, "I understand agriculture, but why is there a horse here?" Anyway, there were 2 companies. We met many.
Yeah.
And a good number of them are promising. But what we're going to share with you now is what we consider to be very, very promising entities. One is Swedish, and we'll talk a little bit about this. So the name of the company is called Grönska. Now, Sven, they right here in Stockholm, and that is a portable, in-house growing cabinet.
That's cool.
It is really cool. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. And we have had such a wonderful set of dialogues with these folks. In fact, I went down to visit them in downtown here in Stockholm, and met these wonderful guys that have an incredible amount of insight into providing a solution in restaurants, in shops, schools, and also, some of these canteens and companies.
Yeah.
This is what we are thinking about at the moment. And so you can have a look at their website, and this is, what kan du odla? This is what can you grow. The site is also available in English if you want to go. So Gronska, GRONSKA.org. That's impressive. So they have actually, I just want to go down here and show, there was a place where you can see where they are at the moment. There's a good number of companies that are using their services right away. The Grand Hotel,
Yeah.
downtown.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
For hotels or companies, they
IKEA.
want to be associated in.
I'm sure you've seen that cabinet up in the near the lunchroom that they have, the little restaurant there. There's a cabinet there, and there's some Volvo's use, some of AstraZeneca, some really big companies that have supported this enormous initiatives. Now we are talking about taking this to South Africa.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Not just South Africa, but Southern Africa. So there was the one great possibility that's emerging for us. What are your thoughts about that, Sven? What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think more and more people are getting interested in growing things.
Yeah.
Being part of something real and a process, and you can manage and monitor it. Even I do it. I never was into it, but my plants, and it becomes like a
Yes.
family instead of people in the past.
Yes.
Or they get the cats and the dogs, and they get more and more. It's like you can get into plants.
Yes.
Even in my friends, the musicians, we talk a lot about growing chilies and plants, and
Yes.
but it's a positive trend. And
Yes.
it's education. It's for everybody too.
Yeah.
It makes you attend. You have to attend.
Yeah.
And you grow and you eat.
Yes.
And you become aware of human nature. Of greens is amazing.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
we want to connect this, of course, to our educational side of things, and they're
Exactly.
very, because
is.
we want to stay in our lane, right? Because
Yeah.
these are things that we do very well, I think.
Yeah.
And so they're very, very open to strengthen our hands even in that. And then lastly, there's another company. It's called Hippotainum.
Yeah.
You remember we talked about this agro processing unit that
Yeah.
we were
Yeah, yeah,
building. Okay,
yeah.
so that was one, but you need produce to grow.
Yeah.
This is another company, and we are in good discussions with them as well. And they're talking about this is really big stuff that they are doing. So I'm just going to see if I can actually play this here. I don't think we'll be able. I'm not so sure if you'll be able to hear that, but I'm going to just turn that volume down and see if this can play. Probably not. Oh, okay. So that's the hippotainus. It's basically a container
Yeah.
that houses these vertical levels
Yeah, yeah.
of leafy greens largely. And it's what they've done is it's a real plug and play solution.
Okay.
So basically ship the container to where it's needed. And we're thinking of doing this in Southern Africa as well. And of course, for our students, this will be an enormous training space, again, along that model of the farm, the farm being a demo model. This can ideally fit that space as well. And so that's how we are thinking through this. And these are two emerging contexts from the most recent Green Tech that we had in June, middle of June in Amsterdam. So huge potential there in thinking differently about farming. And two very, very powerful partners that are emerging there with us. So we're thankful for that because I think we are seeing some real, I think it's the first time we have these real tangible next steps.
Yeah.
What are the kind of things that you think we should
Yeah, I think we had it
keep in mind?
In the previous discussion in the springtime where we were talking about the innovations. We had people talking about the container for the refrigeration, and we had in the fish, and then we had these women had a company with water efficiency. So
Yes.
I think I think looking, there's a lot of local potential as per this competition in South Africa to follow up on what is locally done. Like, okay, where is he now that already have a functional thing with the fish? How did he play out with the refrigerator? Did he get the container or the refrigeration? Working on the water system, how did it go? How can we use that? Because they are already in use in amazing things. So so they're not hitting any roadblocks. I think that's very important. That's organic and that inspirational local. That I think follow up on those kind of things. And maybe they get the support, and then at the same time as this innovation company, follow up with maybe 5 teams. Okay, you have a winner, but maybe now after Italy and everything, it's so much new. Wow. Bounce and see where they are, because they are now empowered. Like many people never even been on a plane, but then come to Italy, and Italy in its own country was suffering. So maybe they have new ideas.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of interesting because they're going to Italy and they're like, whoa, you got heat, you got problems, you need people, you need resources. That's like an old country, but maybe they have amazing methods of, it's a classical country of growing stuff, like, you know what I mean? And it's similar, a little bit like maybe South Africa in the southern way of weather or whatever. And then you have in Spain.
Yeah.
The mother of agriculture in Europe.
Oh, absolutely.
And in Spain, you're pushing too. So learn from these things a real follow-up, because maybe the people in those projects are hitting some blocks or need some advice for the next steps. So
maybe some of these solutions can meet, maybe not all of them, but certainly
something like this could be inspirational for some of those contacts in the past. I think there should be like that's the good rule for this organization.
Yeah,
keeping everybody together.
Absolutely.
Have a call of all these companies and winners and bounce back like a master business session.
Yes.
So they get 5 minutes update. What are you being? Things. So you have a meeting room. Dial in, and we have 5 sessions for these companies talking to each other.
Good advice there for us too.
That's something good for us to organize.
Yeah.
But helping them keeping connecting.
Absolutely.
Talking to the real business people. You know?
We have come to the conclusion of this incredible session. Some very good advice here at the end. I really appreciate that. For the Luvos and everybody else who was with us online. In fact, Luvo was with us in who was the aquaponics fish farmer?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's exciting because we are
Right.
following Louis. We're following. It's like, what's next?
Yeah.
So he needs the
And
forum
yeah,
to talk to.
Tapelo needs the forum
Tapelo
too.
too. Tapelo is amazing. His insight in education is like world class. So it's like
Yeah.
he needs to be heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're here to listen.
Absolutely.
Like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Okay, we're here. Like that's the cool thing. We show up and we connect
Yeah,
in all this. Tapelo has in the educational thing and the other stuff is follow up. And then they learn from together.
Absolutely.
Then you get the real takeaways.
we've shown up today, and thank you so very, very
Exactly.
much.
We have shown up.
Yeah,
We made a point too.
Absol-
We're really excited. I was
Yeah.
like, Theo, when this is gonna happen? So
Yeah.
it's an amazing day. And even here, like we were setting up, people in Stockholm are
yeah,
curious.
we're coming and curious and
They
finding
want to
out.
be part of this, so it's
Yeah.
something going on.
Absolutely. Well, keep on showing up. We
Yeah.
hope that you will do exactly the
Yeah.
same. Thank you so very much for spending your time with us. The music is the music of Andre De Long, and
Yeah,
it's,
and
this particular.
he's too showing up.
He's showing up
We're always
too.
thinking about Andre, man. He's doing amazing music. He's the latest kind of religious hymns or whatever.
Yeah,
It's amazing. You know?
fantastic
so we need
hymns.
to have him
Yeah.
back, and we have the guitar player friends, and we have
Yeah.
a lot of lists of people from your school and whatever.
Who are also willing and ready to
Connected.
show up.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Sven. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for spending
awesome.
your time. It was a
Thank
good
you.
45
Yeah, yeah.
minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. For those of you who joined us, thank you so
Thank
very
you.
much, and we'll see you next week. Please watch out for information on these platforms, and we'll be back. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Girl, I'm so